have that problem. I can't focus. I'm around.
I know.
So, it wasn't supposed to happen. She told me she hates Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is the worst holiday ever. And the ring wasn't supposed to be back. So, the ring got in on the 12th. So I went and I picked it up and I was like, okay, fine. And then on Valentine's Day, I got out early. She had to work late. And I even dropped off the estimate to the insurance people. So I was like, okay, fine. At least it's all done.
Why were you going to wait till April?
Why was I going to wait till April? Oh, because that was when we had our first date. So our first official date. We met in December. We went out, not out, but we saw each other out a couple of times, but didn't really go out on a date. Our first real date we didn't admit was a date until we went to a dance together in March. And it wasn't a date until Sarah kissed me at the end of the date.
You kissed me.
No, you didn't kiss me. She did. And so the ring came in, and anyway, so we're gonna go out to dinner. We're going to a nice Italian restaurant down in New London, and it's like, okay, what are we gonna wear? What are you gonna wear? Because we're gonna eat in the lounge. And she won't tell me what she's going to wear. So I said, fine, I'm gonna wear a suit then, because then I'm safe. She can dress up, she can dress down, I'm set, whatever. So she comes out, she gets dressed, and she wears this beautiful red satin dress, smoking.
Because it was Valentine's Day. To wear a red dress.
And she put on a Christmas present that I had bought her, and my first gift that I had bought her. A friend of mine who does jewelry, so she had on all her
the earrings and the necklace.
Gems and jewelry. So I was like, okay. So we're going out and we're heading out, and I said, all right, well, what if I'm gonna throw the ring in my pocket? Just what if it's just the right moment?
I was completely clueless, by the way.
Yeah, right, because I bought her a nice gift. She had a nice gift.
I didn't want to tell him I was going to dress up because I didn't know if the red dress would fit. So, anyway, go ahead.
So we went to, we head out to dinner, and we go down Tony D's, and we're supposed to eat in the lounge. So instead of eating in the lounge, the hostess, who is awesome, she goes, oh, we've got a couple of tables in the main dining room. Would you like to sit there? I said, all right, that'd be great. So we picked a table, which she was really surprised we took, because I was putting me in an entryway, but I was like, I don't care if anybody ran into me. But you were in a good spot, and we had the best Italian meal. But it was an Italian meal.
It was long.
An hour and a half till dessert was coming. You know, or we were going to order dessert.
Till we saw the menu.
Oh, yeah.
But we saw our neighbor's cheesecake, and we admired it, and they're like, it was really good, you guys should get that. And he's like, let's get the cheesecake. I'm like, I cannot sit in this chair any longer.
Okay, gotta get up. And it's like, really, you sure? Because I'm thinking this would be the time. And she goes, no. I said, all right. I took it as a sign. I shouldn't do this now. I was like, fine. So I said, all right, what would you like to do now? Let's go throw darts.
At the Irish pub around the corner, where
Right.
we go every Wednesday to trivia night.
Suit and tie, Valentine's Day red dress, and it's like, all right, you look fantastic. I don't care what I wear. Yeah, whatever. And so we go and we saw a bunch of our friends, and they're all, oohing and eyeing over Sarah, and how beautiful she looked and all that. And so we started throwing darts. It was great.
There was a live band there.
Dan Stevens was playing. It's just nice acoustic little trio, and doing some blues. And so as we're throwing darts, I have an idea. Now, all right, we're going to take a side road. You got to understand the side road. As a DJ and a boyfriend, I have had a huge fail.
I think I told you about this. The song, when we went to Nova Scotia, and I thought I played Billie Holiday.
It had to be you.
It had to be you, while we were like at this very scenic lighthouse, and it was very romantic, and he made the hugest deal about it. That it was a perfect song for the moment, and all this stuff. So in my head, I'm like, okay, this is our song. And when I ordered his Valentine's Day gift, I had it engraved on it and stuff. And in between the Valentine's Day gift arriving, we were talking about our song. He's like, we don't have a song. I'm like, what do you mean we don't have a song? Nova Scotia, Lighthouse. He's like, oh, I don't remember what it is. Who sang it? I'm like, oh my god.
And I'm a huge Billie Holiday fan. I'm a huge Billie Holiday. And
I'm like, boyfriend fail.
right, and my comment afterwards immediately was DJ fail. Because as a DJ, you're supposed to remember all that stuff. So, but I was like, okay, whatever. Yep, I failed. No problem. She always leaves out, though, that you were in such a bad mood when you were there. And I was like, okay, trying to with the lighthouse. So it's like trying to, yeah. So, all right. So,
Don't point out the ladies'
that might have
moods
been why
to the ladies.
everybody else went the other way. So, we had a snow day, Thursday. And we're sitting there, and it was the 50th anniversary of the Beatles being at the Ed Sullivan Show. And we're sitting, and Sarah was doing something, and I was paying bills, and a guy came on, what's his name?
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. And he starts playing In My Life, which a song I like, but it was just him and a guitar. And we both stopped what we were doing for the whole 2.5 minutes, whatever long it is, and neither one of us said anything. It was so impressive. And Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney, I think were just in awe. It was just such a great version.
Yeah, like everybody in the theater was, you could hear a pin drop.
So Sarah looks at me and goes, that could be our song.
Yeah, because the
like,
lyrics were
yeah.
very fitting
And
to our situation.
And we both, yeah, because, you know, we do have a little different situation. So we're like, all right, yeah, it could be. So I was like, all right, well, I know it's not available and it's not on a record anywhere. So I had to go onto YouTube and I had to find a copy and I had to burn it to MP3. All right, so now we have a copy of it. And on Valentine's Day, I must have listened to that song 10 times. And when we got home, before we went to dinner, we listened to it twice and rewatched it again.
Yeah.
Because of how good it was.
It's a really great song.
And so, all right, so we've got a song.
So back to Hannah Finn's playing darts.
So we're back to Hannah Finn's.
And the band.
And
we're gonna tie it together.
So,
wait for it.
I go up to Dan Stevens and I said, hey, do you know In My Life by the Beatles? And he's like, oh no, Daisy, what are you doing? So Dan says, no, I'm afraid I don't. And I was like, okay, no problem. But our friend Carl Franklin is there, and Carl does know it. Carl is a great musician. And he goes, oh, I'll play it for you during the break. I'll go up to my studio next door and I'll get my guitar. All right, cool.
Again, I'm clueless.
Right, so we're back to throwing darts, and she's kicking my butt. And she's like, okay. And I said, wait a minute, I'll be right back. And again, she's like, all right, whatever, it's my turn. So I go to Carl and I'm like, you gonna go? I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go. So Carl goes, and he comes back down and she's kicking my butt. And
I still, the engagement might have just been a ploy to throw my game off.
And that's what she says to me afterwards, right? So Carl grabs her and says, come on, come in the back. And she's like, no, I'm playing darts. I go, come on, honey,
I almost had
go
it point.
And I'm like, no, come on, we'll go in the back. And so Carl sits down and he starts playing In My Life, which, awesome. And almost as soon as he starts playing it, I start talking. And Carl and I have had this long conversation about people who will request music and they don't dance or they start to talk. It's like, okay, why? Why did you do this? So I start talking, and I've since talked to his wife, and Carl says that he had his eyes closed because he can't, it's been a while since he sang it, so he's really concentrating. Yeah, here I am talking. And he says he kind of opens his eye. Now I'm telling Sarah how much I love her and how great my life is and how happy she makes me and that I can't imagine living my life without her. So at that moment when I said that, I get down on one knee, I reach in my pocket, I pull out the box, and I open it and asked her if she'd marry me. And she looked at me and said,
yes, of course.
yes, of course. Now, we both happened to, I guess...
But there was, I paused, because,
It was
again,
a pause.
I was, kind of in shock.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at him, and then I look at Carl, and Carl's eyes are
this big! But he's also still singing and playing as well. And so he finishes the song relatively quickly. I slide the ring on, it fits, yay. And boyfriend pass, that I had made sure the ring was the right size. And so she has it on. And Carl finishes the song relatively quickly. And then he's like, that was awesome. Group hug.
Yeah, he's like, it you were gonna do that.
So then he went and basically told the whole bar that yeah, we had gotten engaged, and then there was a bar fail right after that because the bartender asked me, "What do you want?" I said, "I want a bottle of champagne. Give me the best one you've got." No champagne in the whole bar.
Yeah.
And the owner had left, and he's a friend of mine. And so I'm like, Dio owes me a bottle of champagne. So
I still think they probably just drink it all on New Year's. Haven't restocked it yet.
But so that was the story, and so afterwards we went up, and or Dan Stevens comes back to us, and he goes, "I had no idea you were going to do this." Like, I didn't know I was going to do this. It just all seemed to fall into place.
It's the full moon.
Yeah, and it was a full moon on Valentine's Day. I knew she wouldn't expect it. I bought flowers. I bought a gift, so it wasn't another gift. It just, yeah, it was just right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a story.
That's it.